Hello, and welcome to the final episode of Mindful May for May 28th. How can you? My name is Jennifer Menendez, and I'm so glad that you have joined me on this podcast for today. So, hearing someone start a question with, how can you, scared me because depending on the tone of the person's voice, it can be intimidating. These types of inquiries can make a person dig deep inside of themselves to find the true answers, sometimes leading down paths of untouched territories or places that were buried in the past and have not been reflected upon in quite some time. For this final episode of Mindful May, we are going to dive deeper into these questions for moments of self-reflection. We will focus on 3 questions that are commonly asked and how they can help you grow as a person. So find a comfy spot to relax in, grab a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen to write with. Give yourself a few minutes to contemplate upon the answers that you will be providing. So the first question is, how can you smile? Before the days of wearing masks, you may have exchanged a nonverbal greeting with a passerby by flashing a smile, the corners of your mouth raised, eyes widened and brightened, making yourself seem more approachable. However, smiling can be one of the most worn masks by those suffering inside from anxiety or depression. In my opinion, we've all had at least one time where we flashed a smile and it instantly dropped when a person walked by because of how we truly felt. This let the passerby know that we saw them, but kindly gestured to leave us alone. For the most part, a mask of a smile works to pass by, but it does not get down to what is making us feel sad or alone. So let's think about a time where you wore a smile as a mask. Was it because you were buying groceries and didn't want to be bothered? Were you going through a bad day and did not want to indulge in the reason of why you were sad? Write down a time when you felt the need to put on a smile as a mask. When did you genuinely not feel happy? How were you truly feeling, and what was going on in your life during that time? Now, consider a time when you felt pure happiness, when you smiled from ear to ear that felt like this gorgeous smile of yours would never fade. Take the time to write down about this moment. Where were you? How were you feeling at this point in your life? Take a moment to reflect upon this moment of absolute happiness. In the present and for the future, a key to answering how can you smile is by thinking of a time when you were happy, remembering that through darkness there is light. Hope for better moments ahead of you to focus on. Dark times teach us life lessons, but you should not dwell on these times. Instead, relish in the fact of knowing that you are loved and that you are amazing. You don't need someone to tell you this. Instead, you can tell yourself every day that you are loved and that you are amazing, because you are. The next question is, how can you overcome grief? In preparation for my mom's passing from metastatic breast cancer, I tried my best to discover the secret to quickly overcoming grief. I was about to lose my first best friend, the first person to never give up on me. How was I to go on without her? I could not comprehend such, even at the age of 32. After her passing, I went to meetings and counseling in hopes of discovering ways to overcome this horrible feeling of grief that seemed to take me under every few minutes throughout the day. There were times when I felt like I couldn't even breathe or didn't even want to because my mom was not there with me. Over time, I accepted the fact that I cannot overcome grief. It's always going to be a part of me. Grief comes in unexpected tides. It does not only appear during the spring, but also when going for a walk or seeing a flower. It's the weirdest thing when it comes over me suddenly and without any signs or warnings, and it takes me down for the rest of the day. Remember, people experience heartache differently. One thing you can do is to cherish and share your memories with others. thus allowing you to express your emotions in a positive way and recount the stories of your loved ones. In a way, this carries on their legacy of what incredible people that they were and the positive changes they made in your life. By continuing to talk about your loved ones, it can give you a sense of them not being gone forever because you know that they are always a part of you. For the final question of how can you move forward, let's tackle this one. So there are times where bridges were burned and are best not to be mended. This type of situation can happen within relationships, in school, or at work. So how can you move forward from such an instance? One way is to evaluate what led to the sever of the ties and how you felt after. What event or events escalated to ending the communication with a person or a group of people? Briefly write down what happened in this instant. Think back to how you felt after this incident and where you were emotionally during this time. Since parting ways, what positive outcomes took place? What lessons have you learned to improve your personal, financial, and/or emotional status? What are more things that you want to do since being freed of a situation that held you back? Write down one thing you want to do, a realistic goal that is within your means. Today, invest time for yourself to research the actions that you can take to reach your goal. Imagine how you're going to feel when you accomplish your plan for action. Starting with this step will help you move forward to become the person you want to be in the future. All right, so this concludes the final episode of Mindful May. Every Friday in May of 2021, I posted ways to dive deeper into your subconscious in hopes of breaking through any mental blocks that you may have been experiencing. I hope these posts have been enlightening and have opened more doors for a better tomorrow. And please remember that the views within this post are my own opinions and insights. Please stay tuned because I will be back with new episodes every Friday in July of 2021, where I will be discussing lessons I learned within previous jobs. Trust me, I've had a few. So follow me on my blog at jennylyn1922.com. Remember to follow my podcast. Check out some previous episodes that I've also posted from Affirmation April and Mindful May, also touching base for homeschool. I know we're getting ready for the summer, but some of those activities in the homeschool realm might be able to help you carry throughout some of the lessons for the summer for your kiddos too. Feel free to talk to me live on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram for more up-to-date posts. As always, I appreciate you and your time, and I wish you all the best and much success. See you soon.